Jesus demonstrated for us what it looks like to lead small. As much as he made an impact on the crowds he preached to and the people he healed along the way, he saved the best part of himself for his disciples. They were taught the most important lessons, were tested by him in the most important ways, and were loved by him the most clearly. He shared their meals, he laughed at their jokes, he acknowledged their pain, he encouraged them to live out the things he tried to teach them. And he held his hands out to them whenever one of them stumbled. He could do all of this because there was only 12 of them. That kind of care and attention can't be adequately given to a room full of people. Leading small can only be done right with a few. And it starts with 5 principles. And the principle of leading small begins with being present. There's nothing that can substitute for physical presence. Production and environments are important, but they don't substitute for having a consistent adult in the life of a kid. And if you have to economize and budget, let's not let relationships be the thing we zero out on. We need to focus our attention and our energy towards giving those relationships priority in life. At the end of the day, something else will outshine us as far as production and environments go. I mean, Disney and social media are loud contenders for kids' attention. But Disney, YouTube, social media, and even excellence in our own program and communications will never be able to give kids and students the kind of face-to-face time and attention that authentic community can offer. Small group leaders, you have something that those will never be able to offer. The best productions cannot compete with what you can put in the life of a kid relationally. So let's play to our strengths. In a church of 50 or 500, our strength is one-on-one relationship. Our strength is looking at a kid and saying, "You're my priority, and I'm going to show you that by being here week in and week out because you're worth it." In 1 Thessalonians, Paul tells us, "So we cared for you. Because we loved you so much, we were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well." That's the job of a small group leader. You care, you love, you delight. That's the place where faith and future are changed. There are way too many kids who don't believe in God. Why? Because there are way too many kids who don't have consistent adults in their lives who love them like God loves them. When you are present for a few, you give the opportunity to understand what it means to be forgiven by someone. And when you are present for a few, you connect them to something that is bigger than themselves, a community of faith, our church, St. James, the church at large. So what does it mean to be present for a few? First, show up predictably. Commit to being in their lives for a season of time, whatever amount of time that is, and actually be there. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where trust is built. This is where you prove to your few that you are there for the long haul. Next, show up mentally. Your time with your few is limited. An hour or 2 tops a week isn't very long at all. So when you're with them, be with them. Tune out whatever else might be going on in your life. Prepare ahead of time so that you can give them your best. Your undivided attention is a gift for your few. Lastly, show up randomly. Use tools like social media or texting or write letters to wish them luck on their test, in their dance recital, or at their soccer game. Be a smiling face in the crowd at a game or a recital. Support them during milestones like graduations or birthdays. Reinforce that you believe in them and you care for them. You cannot lead a small group without trust. You cannot build community without trust. Toddlers need someone who doesn't look like a stranger. Elementary schoolers need someone who remembers the name of their goldfish. When you show up on a regular basis, predictably, mentally, and randomly, you are well on your way to connecting your kids to a community of believers who will encourage authentic faith. Kids need community just as much as adults do. It isn't a need that we ever grow out of. God created us for community Jesus illustrated community, and the early church practiced community. And when we are present for our few, we are engaging this very human need. You are providing your few with community. You are giving them the opportunity to practice loving others, and you are teaching kids that they are worth being loved by others.